Hi guys, I am here from the channel Adnan Corner Official. First, subscribe to the channel below for more entertaining videos. Okay, today I am going to tell you about the city Scunthorpe in United Kingdom. Scunthorpe is an industrial town in Lincolnshire, England. It is the administrative centre of the North Lincolnshire Unitary Authority, and had an estimated total resident population of 82,334 according to the 2016 census. A predominantly industrial town, Scunthorpe, the United Kingdom's largest steel processing centre, is also known as the Industrial Garden Town. It is the third largest settlement in Lincolnshire, after Lincoln and Grimsby. The Member of Parliament for Scunthorpe is Holly Mumby Croft, of the Conservatives. History. Scunthorpe as a town came into existence due to the exploitation of the local ironstone resources, and subsequent formation of iron works from the 1850s onwards. The regional population grew from 1,245 in 1851 to 11,167 in 1901 and 45,840 in 1941. During the expansion, Scunthorpe expanded to include the former villages of Scunthorpe, Botsford, Frodingham, Crosby, Brumby and Ashby. Scunthorpe became an urban district in 1891, merged as Scunthorpe, Brumby and Frodingham Urban District in 1919, and became a municipal borough in 1936. Geology. Scunthorpe is located close to an outcrop of high lime content ironstone, approximately 25% iron average, from a seam of the Lias Group strata which dates from the early Jurassic period and runs north-south through Lincolnshire. Ironstone was mined by open-cast methods from the 1850s onwards, and by underground mining from the late 1930s. In the 1970s, the steel industry in Scunthorpe transitioned to use of ores imported from outside the UK with higher iron content. Underground mining in the area ceased in 1981. Scunthorpe was close to the epicenter, at Middle Rosen, of the 2008 Market Rosen earthquake, the second largest earthquake experienced in the British Isles, which had a magnitude of 5.2. Significant shocks were felt in Scunthorpe and the surrounding North Lincolnshire area. The main 10-second quake, which struck at 0:56 Greenwich Mean Time on 27 February 2008, at a depth of 9.6 miles (15.4 kilometers), was second only to a 1984 quake, with a magnitude of 5.4, which occurred in North Wales. Governance. Scunthorpe forms an unparished area in the Borough and Unitary Authority of North Lincolnshire. The town forms 6 of the borough's 17 wards, namely Ashby, Brumby, Crosby and Park, Frodingham, Kingsway with Lincoln Gardens and Town. The Scunthorpe wards elect 16 of the borough's 43 councillors. As of 2018, 26 are members of the Conservative Party, and 13 are members of the Labour Party. The councillors form the charter trustees of the town of Scunthorpe and they continue to elect a town mayor. North Lincolnshire Council is based in the Civic Centre off Ashby Road, former A159, next to Festival Gardens. It opened in 1963 as the Civic Centre, and was the home of Scunthorpe Borough Council until 1996. Briefly renamed Pitwood House, it was named after Edwin Pitwood, a local Labour politician, who worked in the open-cast ironstone workings near Normanby Park. There are also offices at Church Square House near the former Scunthorpe Market. Pitwood House has since been renamed as Civic Centre due to the relocation of the Register Office from its old premises in Oswald Road. Steel industry. Main article, Scunthorpe Steelworks. Scunthorpe Steelworks 2006. The iron industry in Scunthorpe was established in the mid-19th century, following the discovery and exploitation of Middle Lias ironstone east of Scunthorpe. Initially, iron ore was exported to iron producers in South Yorkshire. Later, after the construction of the Trent, Ankholm and Grimsby Railway 1860s gave rail access to the area. Iron production in the area rapidly expanded using local ironstone and imported coal or coke. Rapid industrial expansion in the area led directly to the development of the town of Scunthorpe, eventually incorporating several other former hamlets and villages, located in a formerly sparsely populated entirely agricultural area. From the early 1910s to the 1930s, the industry consolidated, with 3 main ownership concerns formed: the Appleby-Frodingham Steel Company, part of the United Steel Companies; the Redbourne Iron Works, part of Richard Thomas and Company of South Wales, later Richard Thomas and Baldwins; and John Lysott's Normanby Iron Works, part of Guest, Keene and Nettlefolds. In 1967 all three works became part of the nationalised British Steel Corporation (BSC), leading to a period of further consolidation. From the 1970s the use of local or regional ironstone diminished, being replaced by imported ore via the Immingham Bulk Terminal. Both the Normanby Park and the Redbourne Works closed in the early 1980s. Conversion to the Linz-Donowitz process, or basic oxygen process, of steel making from the open hearth process took place from the late 1960s onwards and was complete by the 1990s. Following privatization in 1988, the company together with the rest of BSC became part of Chorus 1999, later Tata Steel Europe 2007. In 2016 the Long Products division of Tata Steel Europe was sold to Greybull Capital with Scunthorpe as the primary steel production site. As of 2012, the steel industry remains the major employer in the area and the largest operator within it is Tata Steel Europe. The number employed in the industry fell from 27,000 at its height when, to around 4,500 excluding outside contractors by the mid-2010s. In addition to being a major employer, the works and former ironstone workings have or have had large-scale environmental effects, including air pollution and subsidence. In 2019, after a drop in future orders due to Brexit, British Steel Limited entered insolvency. Industries associated with the steelworks include metal engineering as well as a BOC plant. Other industries. Crosby High-Rise Flats. The historical predominance of the steel industry made Scunthorpe a virtual monotown. Other industries in the town do exist. They include food production, distribution and retailing. North of the town next a waste management firm, Bell Waste Control, which services the majority of industry in Scunthorpe and the surrounding areas. On the Fox Hills Industrial Park, north of the A1077 Northern Bypass, are many distribution companies, notably a large building owned by the NISA Cooperative Type Mutual Organisation which has its UK headquarters there. Also on the Fox Hills Industrial Park is a 500,000 square foot factory occupied by Wren Kitchens, employing 350 full-time workers. Two Sisters Food Group have a large chicken processing plant in the town. Key Country Foods produces meat products on an industrial scale. The Sauce Company produces sauces, soups and other foodstuffs for the catering and supermarket sectors. Ericsson Mobile Platforms produces printed circuit boards for the telecommunications industry. There are a number of other firms, mostly involved in manufacturing and light engineering. In the 2001 census 19.3% of the working-age population were economically inactive. Retail. Scunthorpe has two major shopping centres, effectively a single site, the Foundry Shopping Centre and the Parishes Centre. The former was constructed in the late 1960s, early 1970s during a wholesale reconstruction of the Old Town. The latter was constructed in the early part of the 2000s decade on the site of the town's old bus station. There are also many well-known retailers on High Street. On the 6th of January 2011 Marks & Spencer closed their High Street store after 80 years of trading, but a new Marks & Spencer store opened near the football ground in 2014. However, the size of the remaining retail units reflects the size of the area's population, and with larger shopping facilities within reasonable travelling distance in Grimsby, Hull, Doncaster, Lincoln, Leeds and at Meadowhall Centre, Sheffield. The once thriving market, mostly under cover in market halls just to the north of the Central Library, at the eastern end of the High Street, had shrunk noticeably in the last 10 years, and has now moved to the new St. John's Market, close to the bus station. The opening date was the 22nd of March 2019. All of the big food retailers are represented in the area. There is a Tesco Extra, and an Aldi, situated in the former Toys R Us unit, opposite the football ground, while Sainsbury's, formerly a Safeway, have their store on the site of the old Scunthorpe United Stadium, the old show ground. Morrison's have a store at the bottom of Mortal Ash Hill, known locally as Motlash, A18 Road, at the Lakeside Retail Park, on the eastern entrance to the town, while Asda have a store on Birmingham Road. 24. In 2011 Asda opened another store in the former Netto, on Charlton Street. On the 24th of October 2014 Marks & Spencer's returned to the town after almost a 4-year absence. The store is housed in a purpose-built location at the North Lincolnshire Shopping Centre, beside Glanford Park. Debenhams, Boots, B&M Bargains, Costa Coffee and Subway have also opened stores at the centre. Transport Scunthorpe railway station lies on the South Trans-Pennine Line, which has trains from Manchester Airport to Cleethorpes. Scunthorpe Station (SCU) has 2 platforms and runs 3 different services. Platform 1 serves the Trans-Pennine Express Cleethorpes route, whilst Platform 2 serves the Trans-Pennine Express Manchester Airport route, and the Northern Doncaster route. The Northern train is the local stopping service, which runs from Monday to Saturday, and is served by Trans-Pennine Express at the first and last service of the day. For local people traveling to Doncaster, it is often preferred to use the Trans-Pennine Express services, as they go direct into Doncaster, and don't rely upon the 1980s Pacer trains that Northern run today. The station is ran by Trans-Pennine Express, and was made more accessible when lifts were added in 2019. The town lies 5 miles (8 kilometers) north of the M180. Before this motorway was opened in 1979, all the east-west goods traffic took the A18 to Grimsby. Humberside Airport is a short drive to the east along the M180. The town's bus station is off Fenton Street. The bus station is predominantly used by Stagecoach in Lincolnshire that operates services within and out of the town along with Hornsby Travel. East Yorkshire operates services to Hull and Goole. Culture. The North Lincolnshire Museum. The North Lincolnshire Museum is on Oswald Road, near the railway station. The former Church of St. John the Evangelist is now the 20-21 Visual Arts Centre. The Plowright Theatre, named after Joan Plowright, is on Laneham Street, off the west end of High Street and also near the railway station. It was built in 1958 as Scunthorpe Civic Theatre. 28. The Baths Hall, reopened in 2011, a 1,700 capacity venue, also hosts visiting musical and theatrical events. The Scunthorpe Cooperative Junior Choir from Scunthorpe won the title of BBC Radio 3 Choir of the Year 2008 at the Grand Finals on 7 December 2008 at the Royal Festival Hall, London. The main choir is made up of 90 members aged between 9 and 19 years, whilst also having 2 training choirs taking children as young as 3 years old. They have made several CDs, performed numerous concerts in the area and further afield, have been subject of documentaries and are internationally renowned as having travelled the world. Scunthorpe was the setting of a 2012 Cultural Olympiad community opera called Cycle Song, about past steel worker and Olympic cyclist Lol White. It was composed by Tim Sutton and the librettist was Ian McMillan. The Scunthorpe Cooperative Junior Choir, Proper Job Theatre Company and over 1,000 locals participated. Venues. The Pods. Scunthorpe has a leisure centre, The Pods, next to Pitwood House, museum, galleries, craft centres, several clubs, pubs and bars, a View multiplex cinema adjacent to the bus station. The Baths Hall in Doncaster Road was a popular music venue, before it was closed because of the costs of bringing the building up to scratch, and dealing with industrial contamination on site. The Labour Council prevented the baths from being demolished in 2007 and commenced a major rebuild of the venue, which has involved demolishing all but the facade of the building. The building reopened in November 2011. Education. Scunthorpe's primary schools include Berkeley Primary School, Brumby Junior School, Crosby Primary School, Frodingham Infant School, Oasis Academy Henderson Avenue, Oasis Academy Parkwood, St. Augustine Webster's Catholic Voluntary Academy, St. Bernadette's Catholic Primary Voluntary Academy, St. Peter and St. Paul's COFE Primary School, Scunthorpe COFE Primary School, The Grange Primary, Oakfield Primary School and Westcliff Primary School. Secondary schools within Scunthorpe include Outwood Academy Brumby on Cemetery Road, and Outwood Academy Foxhills on Foxhills Road. Frederick Gough School is to the south of the town in Botsford. Melure Community Academy, to the east of the town, was formed by the merger of South Leys Business and Enterprise College on Enderby Road with Thomas Sumter School. St. Bede's Catholic Voluntary Academy on Column Avenue is the main Roman Catholic secondary school for the area, while the St. Lawrence Academy on Doncaster Road is a Church of England secondary school. It was formerly known as High Ridge Specialist Sports College and became the town's first academy in September 2008. Engineering. UTC Northern Lincolnshire opened in 2015 and is a university technical college for pupils aged 14 to 19. St. Hugh's Communication and Interaction Specialist College 33 is a school for pupils aged 11 to 19 with moderate to complex learning needs associated with physical and social problems. Scunthorpe has two study support centres, Study United FC and Study Heslem, set up with funding from the government's Playing for Success scheme. These are based at Glanford Park, the home of Scunthorpe United Football Club, and Heslem Park, home of Scunthorpe Rugby and Cricket clubs.